So I'm back again to show you what I've been working on this week, and also just a little bit of information really. When I said yesterday, I mistakenly said Suffolk Punch instead of Suffolk Puff, and then I went on to say that even though I came from Yorkshire, I'd always called them yo-yos, and I thought it was just me in the end, but it's caused quite a conversation actually, and one or two people have said that they also have always called them yo-yos. So I thought, right, I'll just do a little bit of research and see where this name comes from. So apparently Suffolk Puff has nothing to do with Yorkshire. It comes from Suffolk, and it's apparently from the little, they called it that because the fabrics are little puffy things, and so that's where the name comes from, and that's what we use in the UK apparently. The word yo-yo originates from, they believe, China, from the little yo-yo toys that we used to have, and apparently they went over to America in 1921, I believe it said, and that's where the word yo-yo has come from. So yes, in America, they're referred to as yo-yos. Some people over here in the UK, like me, have always known them as yo-yos, but yes, it is a UK thing. And they are called Suffolk Puffs. And I said Suffolk Punch, which is a completely different thing because a Suffolk Punch is a breed of horse. And somehow it always seems easier to say Suffolk Punch than it does Suffolk Puff. So I'm going to stick with yo-yos. I just think it's easier. So I'll get on to show you what I've been working on. Last year when Anne Brooke did the Sew for the Soul book, I really wanted to do it, and I tried, and my hands, I knew I was going to hit problems. But since I've been doing quite a bit of slow stitching, I realised that I can sew for longer periods and my hands aren't troubling me quite as much. And I love to do it, and so I thought, right, this year I'm going to have a go at it. So this is the first page that I've done, and the prompt for this one was for doing just straight stitch. So any stitch, cross stitch, pistol stitch, long and short stitch, blanket stitch. It's a straight stitch, so we could use any of that. And circles and rectangles. So this is how I put mine together, and I put this lovely sort of a creamy beige colour as a base. I wanted the colours to be neutral, fairly neutral, and my thought was to have these colours throughout the book. However, that changed, so but we'll continue with this. So this was from a piece of selvage, and I just did a straight stitch. Another piece of, was that a piece of fabric? Oh no, that's on the base, and I just did a seed stitch. And this square of fabric here, I cut a circle out, put the fabric behind, and then I put some sort of trim that I'd got just in my scrap box, and I just did an overstitch just to fasten it down. Two different fabrics and a bit of this trim here, and then I did a block piece here of rectangles and just did a blanket stitch all the way around. We've got some cross stitches here, and I put 3 little safety pins, and then here I've got some buttons, just the same colours again, a circle here in a check fabric, and I did a fly stitch or a V stitch. This circle I did a blanket stitch and put this little applique in the middle, and with these sort of things I've just done a stab stitch really just to connect it together. 3 more buttons here, long and short stitch here, and you can hardly see this actually, but I'll just lift it up, and here we've got straight stitch going this way in a creamy colour, and then I alternated it to go this way in a lighter brown. Here on this square of linen I just did straight stitches and put a linen button in the middle, but when I looked at it I thought really I prefer it as a pistol stitch. So it's not a true pistol stitch because I'd just done the straight stitches and then I added the French knots afterwards, so it's not a true pistol stitch. And lastly here I did some little chain stitches just to make a bar down there. So I didn't completely stick to straight stitches, but there were only those two that were different actually. Everything else was as it should be. But you know, we can do our own thing, can't we? I've not put anything round the edge of this one yet, and maybe as I go along there will be some that I'll miss. But when I'd done this, and it didn't take me very long actually, and I really enjoy doing it, so I thought, right, I'll do another page. So I'll pop that one there, and this is the second one that I did. So as you can see, I changed my colours completely, and this reminds me of the Delft pottery that you can buy. I'm not a lover of that pottery, but you know, I really like this combination. I thought it looked really nice, so I'm really pleased with this page. So here again the prompt was rectangles, straight stitch, and there was something else was the prompt. Maybe that was it. Oh, yes, kisses or crosses. Anne calls them kisses. So the crosses I did in a cross stitch down here, and this was the large cross here. I considered these strips as my rectangles, and I did a straight stitch, the cross stitch, blanket stitch, and a fly stitch. And then just for decoration I just added these two bands across here and put a couple of blue buttons on each. On this side, oh, and yes, and a pocket and a tag, that's right. So this is the pocket that I made. And just to take the plainness off the stripe fabric at the back, I did this wavy straight stitch, just a double row, and a double row of half circle here. And then this was just the fabric, and this lace that I used just went nicely for the cross, and I put a linen bucket, a linen button in the middle of the cross. For the tag, here again I just used strips of fabric, this piece of lace that I got from that bundle that my neighbour gave me, and I used some of the lace that I'd put for the cross for the tag, and put another linen button so that it all sort of blended. And you can hardly see, but in the middle of each of the little flowers in this broderie anglais, I put French knots and did a blanket stitch all the way around. I left it like that on the back because I thought it's for me, so it doesn't matter, it didn't have to be covered, and it just shows the stitching that I've done. So that goes in there. For the edging here, I I couldn't resist putting lace on the edges of this one because I'd just got the perfect ones. This is another one that my neighbour gave me, and it's this particular one, and it's so pretty, and I've got loads of it left, as you can see. But it's a really pretty lace. I love it. Or broderie anglais, I should say. So I used that. These here were just out of my stash, and then this one here again was in that bundle from my neighbour. So I thought they just went perfect, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. So that's the first 2 pages, and I believe that there are 8 double pages to do, and as you can see, I'm doing mine again as a double spread. So I've got 6 more of these to do, which I'm thinking won't take me very long, because the nice thing about it is you're not waiting each week or each month for the prompt. You know, I can just get on and do them as and when I want. And also I'm enjoying doing it because it takes away a bit of the thought process out of it. You know, the prompt is there for you to work with as you want, really. So, you know, you can design, and that's left up to you. But the actual prompt for each page, you've not got to be thinking, oh, what shall I do next? It's actually there for you, and I found it really relaxing and quite a nice change, actually. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying doing it. So, I just thought I'd show you those 2. That's the first one, and as you can see, they are the same size. It's just that that's got the lace round and this hasn't, but it will have. So that's it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.